It's time for a vacation, and Fairway Travels is here to share great specials for you to choose from. Discover the charm and features of one of Sandals' 16 all-inclusive, luxury-included, adults-only resorts, or a family-friendly beaches destination in the Caribbean. Or how about a couples resort in Jamaica? If cruising's your preference, get Thunderstroke aboard Carnival Cruise Lines or set sail on an award-winning Royal Caribbean ship. Join Virgin Voyages now for a wonderful adults-only sailing. It doesn't matter if you choose to travel by plane, train, automobile, cruise ship, or rowboat, we can help you reach your dream destination. Contact Fairway Travels today at 228-365-1012. That's 228-365-1012. Or email bookitnow247@gmail.com. Fairway Travels, where your journeys keep satisfying.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Welcome to the Motivated Mindset with your host, me, Jose Flores, and we are going to go into the why behind what we do in life. Have you ever wondered what truly drives people? I know I do. What fuels their purpose and motivation? In this podcast, we're going to explore those profound questions, uncovering the stories and insights that shape our journeys. Join me as we navigate in the depths of human ambition and uncover the secrets to living a fulfilled life, purpose, and driven. Let's get motivated. Thank you. ¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Welcome to the Motivated Mindset, and I am your host, Jose Antonio Flores. You see, I threw that Antonio, but then nobody calls me Tony. Anyway, but I am a combat vet. I served 30 years in the United States Army. Yes, I was an Army dog. You know what I'm saying? But check this out. A big salute to all my veterans and first responders. So check this out. I was born in Nueva York. That means New York. Raised like till I was 10 in the South Bronx, and then around 10 years old, we moved to Crooklyn, or as we say, Brooklyn, right? So I've enjoyed my time there. So today I wear many hats, not just this one. You like it? Got a feather and everything. How you doing? But check this out. So I am a motivational speaker. I am a certified personal trainer. So if you need to work out, needs to, get up in there for the beach, let me know. I'm a certified mediator, and yes, and even an end of life death doula. We can talk about that later. But this show is where you get to get fired up, fuego, en el corazón, ¿a dónde? Also, maybe even a little tear, depending on what's going on. And most of all, the key is that you're going to leave here stronger than when you press that play button, and you are in the right spot. So buckle up, mi gente. It's time to get motivated. This is where we focus. Time to keep that mindset sharp. So my next guest is Miss Zoila Goya, a proud Latina member of the deaf and hard of hearing community, and passionate advocate for inclusion and representation. Born with a moderate to severe hearing loss, Zoila has never let that define her. Instead, she's turned that into a superpower. I love Wonder Woman. You know what I'm saying? But that's another story for another day. And she's a raging 2023 National American Miss Virginia. And that's freaking stupendous. Wow. I think that's awesome. She's also a graduate of the Gallaudet University with a degree in psychology and is currently pursuing her master's in clinical counseling. But it doesn't stop there. Zoila is using her platform to educate, empower, and inspire others through her powerful content on TikTok and Instagram, where she's building community. She's breaking barriers and also shining light on what it truly means to embrace your identity and confidence with purpose. So today we're going to do a deep dive right into her journey from her roots and upbringing to challenges that she's faced, the mindset that keeps her going, and how she's using her voice and her heart to make an impact on today's world. So let's bring her in. We're going to do this. Yeah.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
All right, welcome, Zoila. How you doing?
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Oh, thank you for being on my podcast. It's an honor to have you here. When I first met you, I remember the first time we went was at Chrissy's thing. All right. And we were just like, I was supposed to be like a sponsor there, but I couldn't be just in the back. I had to get involved. And it was a pleasure working with you and the rest of the crew. So what people out there want to know is, let's start with where you're from, how you grew up. That we'll start there.
Hello, everyone. I am Zoila M. We have a sign name in the deaf community. So my sign name is Z Snap. I'm very sassy. I come with a lot of personality. And I grew up in North Dakota. I was born and raised in North Dakota. And then I moved to Virginia. And I am hard of hearing. So,
I like that. That's so cool. Right. And how was it growing up? And you say, where was it? Colorado?
So I was born and raised in North Dakota.
North Dakota.
Yep.
And how was that experience?
It was a different experience coming from the country to the city. I was like, oh, this is different. But I love both worlds. It's just
yeah. That's stupendous. So I guess what was your influences like while growing up, that brought you to where you are today, but how did that come about for you?
So that was actually my motivation to become an influencer, because I didn't have an influencer that I could look up to that was deaf or hard of hearing. And I wanted more of that, but I couldn't do that without my mom, because I was in the middle of the deaf world and the hearing world. I'm hard of hearing. I can hear, but I can't hear. So I got discriminated a lot in the deaf community because I can speak and I can hear.
Yes.
But in the hearing community, they see me as a full deaf person. So me and my mom, we had a discussion on my identity, hard of hearing. How do I fit in? How do I identify myself? I was going through a lot of different emotions. So my mom was like, you have the best of both worlds. You want to make that difference. You want to make a change. And I was, yeah, you know what? Yes, I do. So then that's when I started learning more about the culture, the language, and I kept going. And I entered a pageant, really build my skills, but also to spread more awareness of the deaf community. So,
well, that is amazing. Because I know that's such a different world. With how were you accepted by people who were in that community? Was it easy, or for you, what did you experience?
It was tough. I've had people who were fully deaf told me to go back where I came from.
Wow.
Going back to the hearing community because I can speak and I can hear. So oftentimes I felt like I didn't belong in the deaf community. But then I learned more about the history of the deaf community and the culture. The discrimination of their hearing loss, the barrier of communication, environments are not accessible, not able to provide interpreters, hearing people mocking the language of ASL, American Sign Language. So that's when I realized I had to gain their trust.
Right.
Because it's so easy for someone to come in and then not have the culture with caring. So that can be difficult. Once I started to, and it also depends on the people you surround yourself with. Once I really started to get into it, I learned more about the culture, the history. I was like, oh, okay. Found great people that supported me through my journey, helped me with my language because I didn't know ASL. I learned it in high school.
Right.
And now it's 2025. So, yeah.
Wow. No, that's an amazing thing. I know for those of us who are who can hear, I know that's, like sometimes I be in places and I see them signing. I always found that so amazing. And I got a question, how did COVID change people with when not having social connection? What was your experience when COVID happened and we couldn't leave our house? How was that for you?
From my experience during COVID, it brought the community together.
Mm-hmm.
We did a lot of Zoom,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of Zoom with other communities who are deaf, but within different regions.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to learn about other regions because, like accents, there's a thing called deaf accent,
Wow.
which they have their own slangs, they have their own way of signing things that are different from other areas. So
Right, right.
it was a beautiful thing. But yes, the only downfall of that was interpreters. When you need to go to a medical, they couldn't come in person. The mask was hard to read lips. That was a challenge. There was so many people that got frustrated with me because I kept on asking to repeat, or I'm like, what do you say? Or I couldn't understand. That could get a little overwhelming when people don't have patience or they don't know how to be with someone who is deaf.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big challenge. But overall, it was able to bring people together to make a difference and share more of the awareness that needed to be known and be out there. So
Wow. No, that's something. And that's the reason I asked with the COVID, because of the mask. A lot of times that's how we communicate when somebody who has, and you can't see it. You can't see it. It had to be challenging. I know, and I know in a lot of places, like, where I worked at, every time we had an event, we had to get an interpreter, and sometimes they had to get two, because if it was so long, you would get tired, from signing, And so I want to talk about now, how many, you had another sister or two sisters, you said?
yes, I do have another sister from my mom's side. Yes.
And now you guys grew up together?
Yes. So me and my sister from my mom's side
Uh-huh.
together. Yes. Now she has a baby boy, my nephew. I love him so much.
Oh my goodness.
I'm about to teach him some sign language too. So
Now, are you teaching the little baby sign as they grow up? Are you going to be teaching her too?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This
But
means, yeah, go ahead.
surprisingly, with babies, they pick up sign language before they start speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be his first communication that he'll be able to do before he starts speaking. So that would be exciting to see.
Okay. And I think we have a question. Okay. So, okay, let's see. Let me see. And it says, how has being both Latina and fluid in ASL shaped the way you navigate cultural spaces, especially when it comes to advocacy, storytelling, or community building?
So being a Latina and a deaf woman, it definitely has their challenges because of the culture of the Latin community. They have their beliefs, they have their perspective on different disabilities. And sometimes it's not the best, but we do need more improvement with education and communication accessibility, because sometimes in the Latin community, they do have some kind of shame of having a child who has a disability or who is deaf. So that is one thing the deaf community is really working on right now, is to how can we make the Latin community to be more inclusive with their family members or kids that are deaf. So that's why it's a huge deal for us to continue spreading more awareness of the deaf culture, the language, because language, unfortunately, I have met a lot of Hispanics that are deaf. That their first language, they didn't know a language.
Wow.
All they do is gesture. When they moved in the United States, that's when they started learning a language, either American Sign Language or English. But usually it's American Sign Language. So typically their education will be a little behind. And that's one huge thing we're trying to make a change on. So it's definitely tough, but we're going to keep on fighting for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we are going to take a short break. When we come back, I want to talk about, because that was a question I had about ASL and when you got people from other nations, you know, other countries, and how you guys communicate. And I want to just, we could talk about that. We'll go on break real quick and we'll hit on that. All right.
Well, he spent 22 years in the army. We talked Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. And what I learned from him's worth more than anything anyone's bought me. That camo jacket with our last name, still in my closet to this day. There ain't enough money in the world you can give me to throw it away. I hold on to pictures and memories in that shadow box with everything still in it. Whenever he talked, I listened. So fly that flag in your front yard as high as you can, except for when we lose one, defending the land of the free. We're in the home of the brave. And pour one out for the ones who never made it home. Say a prayer for their mama as if she was your own. Can't wait to tell my boys about the wars we won. Yeah, I'm proud to be a soldier's son. And those cassette tapes he mailed home, I'd rewind them all night long. When I closed my eyes, it felt like he wasn't gone. And Mama did the best she could, raising 3 kids while he stood on the front lines from dawn to dusk in a gun-smoke skyline. Fly that flag in your front yard as high as you can, except for when we lose one, defending the land of the free. We're in the home of the brave. And pour one out for the ones who never made it home. Say a prayer for their mama as if she was your own. I can't wait to tell my boys about the wars we won. Yeah, I'm proud to be a soldier's son. Yeah, I'm proud to be a soldier's son. So I hold on to pictures and memories in that shadow box with everything still in it. Whenever he talked, I listened. And he said, so fly that flag in your front yard as high as you can, except for when we lose one, defending the land of the free. Boy, you're in the home of the brave. So to this day, I pour one out for the ones who never made it home. Say a prayer for their mama as if she was my own. I can't wait to tell my boys about the wars we won. Yeah, I'm proud to be a soldier's son.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk. Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at nbradio.us.
Welcome back to the station that gives veterans a voice. So hey, we've got my guest Zoila. Welcome back, and we had left off on about different countries and ASL and how does that work? You know, because that's new too for me.
Yes. So ASL, American Sign Language, is like the most that we use, but there are different sign languages like vocal. There's different languages using your voice, like Spanish, Chinese. It's the same concept with sign language that we do have different. There's Japanese sign language, there's British, there's Spanish sign language, so many different sign language, which is so cool because the way they sign is so different compared to American Sign Language. So I don't know Spanish Sign Language. I wish, but there's not enough resources to teach. And also because the deaf community is so small, we don't have enough teachers that are able to teach the different sign language. So that's the only thing that, but it's very, very common in Puerto Rico. They use Spanish Sign Language there and American Sign Language, which is cool.
Yeah, and the question was for those. The question was asked: do you know Spanish ASL? Well, he explained. You know, like, so I'm from New York, so we got something called Spanglish. You know, so we don't speak it, you know, correctly. But I always had a problem when I spoke with somebody like from Puerto Rico who spoke it perfect. Like we'd be saying "la fenetura, el rufo," and they're like, "What?" You know, and like you had said earlier, I'm assuming that also in signing, there's like, como se dice, a lot of slang, right? When you're trying to communicate with somebody. So that was something I always wanted to know about ASL. If it's the same culture, like you have your own signs from where you're from, I guess. You know.
Yes.
Cool beans. So go ahead. I'll let you speak. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. And we got another question. I don't know. You may know this person. Can you hear me? We may know this person. So somebody asks, can you explain the difference between being deaf and hard of hearing? What are some of the challenges you face with hearing aids? And that was by your mom, Suli.
Yes. So Suli is my mother. One of my biggest supporters.
Yes.
But my mom, she's a veteran as well. She was in the Air Force.
Oh, wow.
So the difference between a deaf person now, there are people who are hard of hearing that identify themselves as a deaf person. But there are the difference. We have a capital D for deaf. That means you're very in tune with your culture and the language. For a lowercase d, that means you don't know ASL and you're not too involved with the culture, but you do have a severe hearing loss.
Interesting.
So there's a difference with that.
Wow.
Hard of hearing, usually that's for people who identify themselves that has a hearing aid or a cochlear implant. A cochlear implant is a different device, but do help with hearing, but there's more in your brain, like it goes in your skull. Hearing aids, it's just like these. Like,
I see. Okay.
So there's my hearing aids, and me, I identify myself as a hard of hearing person. But there are people who have cochlear implants, hearing aids that identify themselves as hard of hearing, or they identify themselves as a deaf person because you still have a hearing loss. So, but usually profound hearing loss, that means you're fully deaf, like you can't hear at all. There are some people who are profoundly deaf that don't qualify for a cochlear implant, and there are others that are able to get cochlear implant. It just depends on your level and your ear. So, yeah.
Okay. And we have another question. I'll read it. And it says, what challenges have you faced navigating spaces where both Latin and deaf communities intersect, if you have any challenges?
So with Latin, I haven't really had any challenges. It's mainly my deafness. Um, I'm very involved with my, like right now, I work for an organization called Nuestra Casa,
Mm-hmm.
an organization that works with Latin students who are deaf. So I've heard a lot of different experiences with Latin and deaf. But me personally, I haven't had any challenges with my Latin community, but more in my deaf community.
Okay. All right. That's cool. I know sometimes it's challenging when you are Latino, period, in normal life, when you have all your faculties and you have no problem and you feel racism. Have you ever felt any racism? I know you touched a little bit, and what was that like for you when it first happened, if you can recall?
I do think what happened is me being a white Latina that encompasses a lot of people, where a lot of Latin people will see me as someone I have privilege, privileges, privilege. So the Latin community sometimes do download me on that. That can be tough. And I've had other peers that had experienced that, or saying that you're not Latin enough because you're a white Hispanic person.
Yeah.
So that's one of the experience that I've had. So, but for me to move forward is what I do. I like to educate people, and I do my research, and I try to spread more awareness of the different Latin and Hispanic people, because there's Afro Latin people, Afro Hispanic people. There's so many different of people.
No, and I can relate because I have family that have they look, they have really light skin, blonde hair, blue eyes, and then I got some that are, you would think they're African American, and everything in between. There's so many flavors, so I can truly relate to that. Back then, when I used to have hair, right? Just so you know, when I first joined the military, some of the Latinos didn't want to interact with me because I spoke better English than they did, and it was like I was ostracized until I met other Latinos from New York, and then we could talk and so on. So yeah, even among our own people, sometimes that happens. I can relate to that, and we have another question here, and it says, if you could sign a message to your younger self or to another deaf Latina, what would it be?
Okay. This would be for my other deaf Latinas. It'd be the change you want to see. That would be my forever favorite quote, because if you want to see change, you have to make that move, advocate, bring people together who are also advocating for that, and to make a difference. Sometimes you have to be loud to make a difference.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For my younger self, that little girl went through so much.
Oh, my. Yeah.
I would definitely say that things will get better as you go. Don't stop. Sometimes feelings will get to you, but when you find better, things will get better.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That is stupendous. No, that's good. And we're gonna take one more break. When we come back, we have another question. But I know Gallaudet is one of the top universities when it comes to the deaf community. So I want to touch a little bit on that, and I also want to get into also your TikTok and your. I watch it all the time. I'll be like, look, she's back on again. Okay, what can I learn today? So we're gonna take. I love it. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll go for that. Okay, here we go, team.
Sacred flowers, sacred mother, earth is crying for her daughters. Sacred flowers, sacred mother, earth is crying for her daughters. Where have you gone? Who took them from us? Who stole them from us? Sacred flowers. Sacred flowers, sacred mother, earth is crying for her daughters. Sacred flowers, sacred mother, earth is crying for her daughters. Blooming life on the res, bringing light to our lives. You are missing your mist. Sacred flowers.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at mbradio.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. And we wanted to know, we have some few questions, but I really want to touch on when you went to Gallaudet. How was that experience? Because I've always heard that's really a great school, you know. So if you can talk a little bit about that, ma'am.
Gallaudet is a great college. I've definitely met so many great people that helped me through my journey now that I am a clinical counseling student. At first, I thought I was going to stop at my bachelor's for a psychology major, but I wanted to gain more experience, skills, and you can see the passion the professors has for their students to be successful, to make sure that we don't stop and that we continue. Because they see the need of more deaf role models, deaf people in different areas of career. We need more. And see that they care for that and they have so much passion to support their students to make sure they get to where they want to be and to make sure that they also meet other deaf people to inspire others as well. It's a great community to have to be in.
Cool beans. And are you? Is that what you're also pursuing your master's?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay. And what's it going to be in again?
So right now is my clinical counseling. I'm still seeing which area, what field I want to be with counseling. If it's going to be kids or couples, I'm not sure yet on that. But yeah.
Cool. No, that's beautiful. We need more counselors in this world. We need more of that. And we have another question, and it says, what is one thing you wish all parents understood about raising a deaf child?
I wish they would be a little bit more considerate of how communication might impact their kid if they decide to not learn ASL. Would that make my child feel some kind of way, or would that separate our relationship? How would that impact not only my child, but also the parenting and the child bond? Because a lot of times with guardians, families, parents, a lot of deaf children, they don't want to be involved in family gatherings because there's no communication. So just imagine you can't hear anything and you're in a table full of everyone that is hearing and that's speaking, and all you see is mouth moving, but you're not understanding what they're saying. That can be lonely, and that can lead to depression, isolation, and unfortunately, a lot of deaf children, they've had committed suicide because they didn't feel like they belong in the world. So that's why it's important that not only to go ahead for hearing devices and to put them in speech therapy, but I think it would be great that parents also put effort to learn how to communicate with their child and not have their child do all of the work to communicate, because we're already dealing with the real world that don't use sign language, and that's rough because not a lot of people will understand what it's like to be a deaf person. And a lot of people assume when you're not responding, they get aggressive because oh, wait, I didn't realize you were a deaf person. So situations like that do happen. And that's where we're trying to make a change on more parents to learn ASL. It's fine if you want to have a cochlear implant or hearing, nothing wrong with that. But I do think communication effort should be in both sides.
Okay. I think you have an admirer here, and it says, so proud of you. So yeah, this is Tita Yvette. It says, how can parents move past fear, stigma, and embrace their child deaf identity? Okay. I just Miss Yvette, you know her.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Yeah. So she just want to say, How can parents move past fear or stigma and embrace their child's deaf identity with pride? And I think you have mentioned a little bit about that, especially with Latinos, you know.
Yes. So it's great when parents do their research, meet other deaf parents or deaf people that are able to support parents on that. Always important to do your research on how to be more involved in your deaf child's life. Ask questions. Be involved in different organizations for deaf organizations. It might be a little uncomfortable because it's a different world, but you will learn a lot and you will meet people that will be able to give you resources on how to support your child for their future or current situation that are happening right now. Because schools with IEP, a lot of schools don't know how to support deaf or hard of hearing kids too, unless you go to a deaf school.
Right.
Here in school, the education works differently, and sometimes it's not accessible. Sometimes they're not able to provide an interpreter. So your kid has to go to class without an interpreter. So you have to really do your research what would be best for your kid to proceed their education. So, yeah.
Okay, no, that's good. And we got another person that you may know, which is going to lead to the picture time. So, how did participating in a pageant impact your growth?
Yeah. It definitely helped me build more confidence and speaking skills, because before I was confident, but I didn't have that full confidence of being able to just go ahead and do anything, because I oftentimes did doubt in myself. But the pageant really helped me build this brand new woman that I never thought I would be. Now I'm out here able to support other youth that are deaf. I'm able to, now I'm like a motivational speaker for other schools. It just amazes me how one thing had changed my life for the better. So it definitely made a better change for my future and for now. So,
All right. So let's talk about some of those. Here we go. So where's this at and what's going on in this pictures?
oh, so that one is Mariah. She is, oh my goodness. So she is a burnt survivor. Her dad is the one that saved her from the fire. They both got burnt, but her father got more burns as he was trying to save Mariah. Mariah at that time, she was six or 5. Now she's older. I still see her, and that was closing my ring for the Miss Virginia when I was about to give the crown to the next person. And I wanted her to be my, like, it's like a partner, like to go out.
Yeah.
So we wanted to match colors, and I made her my princess. So it was a special moment for
that
her.
is cool beans. Okay. And this one?
So that one was in New York's Fashion Week for the red carpet. That was my first red carpet. I got to do that with my mom and my sister. It was just a fantastic time. Something I never thought I would be on. It was something I always see on TV, but I never thought it would be me.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love it. I love it.
And that gown is from Catherine. She did amazing.
That one right there? That one? Okay.
Not that one, the recent. That one, yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
That gown, it was beautiful. So this one is on the runway during New York's Fashion Week. I loved this. The makeup and everything was so much fun. Fashion Week can be a little bit challenging for deaf people because there's so much going on and a lot of voices, and people are like, there's so much going on. Music, people are having conversations. It was hard for me to understand, but I was happy that my mom was able to be behind the scenes with me to make sure that I was going the right way, everything was going good, because they don't provide interpreters. I would have to bring my own interpreter, so that was the only struggle we had.
Right. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. That's awesome. Here we go. And this one, that one is, love it. Love it.
Thank you. So this was another outfit for STL. That's their house of the STL. With that gown. This is where I met Miss Ecuador for Miss Universe. So that was a cool experience that she just happened to be behind stage. So that was a memorable moment.
Wow. That's so and how were most of so I'm assuming there was a lot of models there?
Yes, it was packed. It was a hotel. It was packed, like so many different models from different countries, different states. They all flew over. So it was just amazing. I got to meet this one model who is blind. She was able to go on the runway without her cane, and that was just wow, because the runway is like this, and then down is where people are sitting. So what she told me she did is that she counted, and that's how she knew when to stop and when to go. And I thought it was amazing.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. And these are my favorites. These, the queen. I mean, I love it. Talk to me about this one.
Yes, so that was my very last photo shoot with my crown. I wanted to make it special. I love roses, especially for Ecuador. Roses is a big thing. And I just really wanted to capture my last moments as Miss Virginia 2023. So
beautiful. Now, are you gonna do any more of these in the future, or be involved in one form or another with pageants like this, you think?
I thought about it. I still up in the air. I enjoyed it. I do. It just I have to think about it.
Okay, no, I got you. And that, I mean, they I was just amazed by all of them. I thought that was really beautiful on those. And somebody is sharing a link. Somebody saying, Lincoln, sharing this link from Gallaudet University for those who are interested in learning basic ASL by topic and online. That's stupendous. That's awesome. Because I think us who here should learn some basic stuff. Like, what is this? I love you. Is this the way you say I love? This is it, right?
So it's like a
Is it? Yeah. So this
yeah,
one. Yeah.
Do you know why it's like that?
I do not know. I always see it, but I do not know.
Yeah. So this is I.
Okay.
And this is the L. And this is the Y. So they put it together. It's for I love you.
Right. And this is thank you, right? Is that correct? I learned some stuff. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Oh my goodness. And I also want to show your TikTok. This is your TikTok for those who want to know and want to follow. Please take it. And I love watching your TikTok because I was like, that is amazing. What are some of the things you do on your TikTok for people to know?
So some of the things that I do on TikTok is I do skits, or I sign different songs, old school songs. I love old school songs. It's just something about old school songs.
Yeah.
And I do also make different videos on educating my audience on deafness, how to better communication, or how to make an environment more accessible. That is my main thing that I post on my Instagram or TikTok. So yeah.
Yeah, and this is her Instagram right there also. And I would tell you that one of my favorite was when you did your sister's hair. That was like stupendous. I loved it. That was like, look at that. And I think somebody had put in the comment, you need to open up your own salon.
Yes. Maybe one day. We'll see. I love doing hair. I love doing makeup. I just love making other people feel good about themselves. It's a beautiful thing to see the excitement, how excited they get when they want to try something different. It's just a beautiful thing to see.
It is. I'm gonna keep that one up for those that want to keep seeing it. And you know what's is there anything that I may have not asked that you would like people to know? Let's say who are not familiar with the deaf community. You know, what would you tell people about your community?
Mm-hmm. The effort, every little effort, we appreciate. You trying to learn the culture, you trying to learn the basic of sign language, we cherish that. And we all started somewhere. I know some people get afraid to sign the wrong sign, but we all learned something and it's okay. And we will be here to support you. You can always have help to better your skills with ASL. So don't be afraid.
Yes. Absolutely. No, I think it's beautiful. And and what would you tell to someone right now who's struggling to find their purpose, or how you call it, self-belief? Because I know a lot of people go through that, especially in these times.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely say try to experience different things, as in like involve yourself in different organization, find something that you're able to connect with, meet different people, build your network. Building a network is one of the best resources you could have that will help you get to where you want to be and help you find answers for what you're aiming for. So,
And
don't be
that's awesome. I think that's awesome. And somebody had put on here best viewers, and I don't know what that means. I'm assuming maybe that's some best viewers sometime. Maybe that's a place. Like, is that Gallaudet? Is that what that means? The GAHLP?
I'm not sure actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And if that person could just write tell us what that means, but and one of your admirers said, awesome job with speaking and signing at the same time. That's your mom.
Thank you. It's a challenge because a lot of people think ASL is English, but it's not. So I'm constantly translating it. Sometimes I pause because I'm trying to not speak ASL, because if I speak ASL, people are not going to understand me. They're like, what? And that happened before. I'll be like, my mind is in the deaf community. So when I'm in the hearing world, sometimes I'm signing and then they'll just look staring at me like, I'm like, wait. Like, what is sign language?
No, that's beautiful. And we have another question that says, what are 3 basic things we all should learn in ASL from your perspective?
Basic things in ASL would be like welcoming people, or how are you? Do you need anything? Hungry, food, hot, or more of like medical terms as well. I think those are important as well.
Okay.
So.
All right. Let me get this over here. All right. And let me see. I had another question. And if somebody wanted more information, is there a site people can go to? Is there a place they can go to that you could tell them, hey, this is a good place to get information at?
For information related to deaf people?
Yeah, in general, because there's so much information out there.
Yeah, so yes, one of the most like main information is Gallaudet University. They do have different areas that you could look for different information, because what they do is Gallaudet University, they have different cultures describe their experience as a deaf person. So there's so much information on that. Yeah, that's like the main thing. We don't really have a lot of resources that we could, or website look for deaf information. So
and I know that's one of your passion is that you're trying to do, and as you move forward in your life, is to make it more accessible, make people more aware about ASL and the deaf community. That's one of your passions, you know. But as we get close down to the time, I want to say thank you. I've learned so much, and you are an awesome young. I'm just glad that we have so many beautiful people like you doing stuff like this for the community. And I want to say thank you for being on the podcast and for sharing your life with us in the deaf community and inclusion, because I know that's one of the things that you really want to make sure we all know. And I just want to say gracias. How do you say thank you? How do you say thank you?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this, and thank you for your service. Thank you so much for everything. I really enjoyed this.
This was stupendous. No, thank you very much. And I'm gonna make sure there's no last questions. Everybody, great questions, audience. I want to thank the audience for being here. And with that being said, I have a great weekend. And I do want to ask one more thing. Is there a month where the deaf community, is it October, or does the deaf community have any month that we should be aware of?
So Deaf Awareness Month is September.
September. Okay, that's good to know. All right, September. All right, got some good in that. And your mom is saying clapping. Thank you very much. I agree. Thank you so much. And so with that being said, I want to say gracias por estando aquí. I appreciate it to the audience. And somebody say great interview. Yeah, because it's easy. She's stupendous. You are awesome, Zoya. Thank you. So everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe. Y gracias por todo. I appreciate it. Gracias. Bye-bye. Yeah. That's right.
Justice Jackson, they captured Herman Goring alive.
Tell me about him.
He's the face of the Nazis. I'm going to put Goering on trial.
Edward escapes the hangman's noose. Very sure of yourself.
No man has ever beaten me.
Goering has to fall.
You don't just have to win, you have to be flawless.
You're walking into a trap.
Knowing what we know now, would you still follow Adolf Hitler?
Nuremberg, rated PG-13, opens November 7th, only in theaters.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.